very nice background who focuses on you, so we don't want too many distractions. Okay, good. We're live. All right. Hello and welcome back. This is Gertrude Mache here in Wellington, New Zealand. And today I am interviewing a sales and marketing guru by the name of JD or John Dean, who's based in Sydney, Australia. JD, hi and welcome.
Hey there, Gertrude. Thank you for having me. I appreciate taking the time.
It's an absolute pleasure. I'm really excited to be talking today about your new book, which is called I Dare You. Now, it is a very cheeky title for somebody who's talking about sales. Tell me a little bit about the book and how you came up with that title.
The book is an outcome of working with a little over 300 businesses around Asia in many countries, looking at all the processes and things that people typically don't do right, and it's really a culmination of a lot of the speaking work that I do. So it's looking at the behaviours and things that people do incorrectly, and then putting that into giving you fresh ideas of how you might motivate that process with others. So, for example, I Dare You is one of the key parts of the motivations behind the book. I dare you not to mention your company and your product when you go and sell things. Most people, when they're indoctrinated or they get onboarded, whatever it is within a business, the first thing a new business does is it teaches you your company and your product. So I guess the I Dare You piece is kind of challenging the notion that if you don't talk to your people about customers about your company or product, then what you've got is a great conversation about customers.
JD?
Yep.
JD?
Yep.
I'm going to stop and redo this.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. Google has got a tendency to cut out your video when you talk for X number of minutes. So try and keep the answers short.
Okay.
So that your video stays on. Did you notice that your video disappeared there?
No, I haven't seen my video yet.
Okay, so from what I'm seeing, after you talk a few minutes, it's kind of cut you off. Your voice was being recorded, but not your video image. Okay. So let's keep the answers short and kind of banter off each other. So if I sound like I'm cutting into an answer, it's because I can see that the video isn't working properly.
Okay. Okay,
so we'll just redo it and just try and keep the answers a bit short.
Okay.
Okay. Hello and welcome back. This is Gertrude Mache here in Wellington, New Zealand. I'll start again. Okay. Oh boy, I've done this 1,000 times. Here we go. Hello and welcome back. This is Gertrude Mache here in Wellington, New Zealand. And today I am speaking to yet another amazing author based in Sydney, Australia by the name of JD or John Dean. JD has written a book about sales called I Dare You. JD, welcome.
Thank you, Gertrude, for that introduction, and thank you for taking your time.
I have been fascinated because I've been part of the process of the writing of this book, and some of your ideas and concepts are absolutely fascinating. Tell me, how did you come up with the title I Dare You and why?
So the I Dare You is, we've spent the last 10 years working with over 300 companies, and what we discovered was that most salespeople spend far too long talking to customers about their product and their company. So I Dare You is just a natural extension or a logical extension for us. I dare you not to mention your company and your product. What you do focus then on is the most important person, which is the customer.
So you're really saying to salespeople, it's not about you, it's about the customer, correct?
Not about anything that you can tell. Telling, it's about asking clever and insightful questions. So I dare use the first part of that process.
Okay, so what else have you covered in this book that can help anybody who's interested in sales?
So it's looking at how to structure a meeting with a prospect so that you're having a conversation with them really around the drivers, understanding the most important things to the customer and getting a really good understanding of that so you can better qualify opportunities and better understand the processes and activities that need to happen on their behalf to get a buying decision. So it's all about stop tracking the sales process, start tracking the buying process.
And I know that you're very, very results-oriented and driven. I know that throughout your career, you've worked with a number of amazing clients there in Australia. Have you transferred some of your work experience into this book? Do you have a lot of case studies that people will learn from as examples?
There are lots of examples or how-to. So we don't want to just give people the ideas and concepts and leave them hanging. We want to give them the ideas of knowing how to execute and fundamentally be more effective as a salesperson and as a sales leader.
And how have you found the process of actually writing your book? I mean, a lot of people out there fear sharing their content, their knowledge. What do you think this book is going to do, not just for yourself, but for your customers and your potential readers?
Well, the main purpose of doing the book is that we really want to change the landscape of how people sell, what they think about in the sales process. So what I'm hoping is that people understand that the traditional processes, as I said, selling isn't telling, the traditional processes that you might have employed or you may have even been successful with is actually not the current way of thinking with regard to understanding the customer more effectively. So really hoping that people get this and translate it into having a better qualified pipeline and a variety of outcomes from understanding the customer more effectively, being closer to them, all sorts of good things, including getting them to buy more things from you.
Fantastic. And who would you say is your target market? Who's your avatar for this book?
So we're looking at anyone who is in a sales position or in a sales leadership position or runs a business. So anyone involved in if selling or creating revenue is important to you, like I said, as a business owner or a sales leader, then this book, hopefully you get some value out of it. Part of the last couple of chapters is around the planning piece, what's involved from a planning perspective. So that's more geared at more management style. Some of the earlier pieces are really the how-to in a sales call. So it really covers both groups.
Fantastic. And one of the things that I love about what you're doing, JD, is that you're not just producing a book. You're going to be able to provide ongoing support for people who purchase this book as well through your membership site. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. Thank you for mentioning that. So what we're looking to do, again, as you said, is much of the content of the book is also going to be a website where you can go and get a whole bunch more ideas and articles, talk to other people like yourself in some group sessions, get access to me to understand what you may be doing. One of the really interesting things, Gertrude, with this process is there's complexity in the simplicity. So while some of the ideas are very simple, how you execute them can be a very complex process. For example, one of the things we talk about is you've got to earn the right to ask a tough question. Now, that's a simple idea, but again, there's a lot of circumstances and coaching around making sure people understand that and apply it in the right place.
Fantastic. And one of the fascinating things that I found, because I've been reading the book as you've been writing it, is that you are very good at simplifying things through templates. So people will be able to get access to some of your templates and documents to make it easy for them to implement some of these strategies. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's so firstly, it feels like you're cheating while you're reading my transcripts, but let's move on from that. Yes, it's about giving people the ideas and processes and templates. So one of the templates, for example, one of the things we talk to organisations about is what is your sales brand? And we give people a template to fill that in, which is what do you stand for in a commoditised world? What does that look like? So a template would enable some of the learning as well as the book, post, looking at the website, looking at the webinar, chatting with others. So hopefully we're providing a complete support network for anyone who wants to improve their outcomes and outputs from selling.
Fantastic. So JD, where is the book available? Where can people actually purchase the book? And do you have any specials? I know that Christmas is coming. A lot of companies will probably want some good, valuable gifts to give to their staff. What website can people buy your book?
So the website for the book is idareyoubook.com. That's idareyoubook.com. The book is available for $24.95, or a box of 10 is available for $225. It's going to be available on both Kindle, Amazon, and the website. So yeah, there's I learnt from a very fascinating woman that you need to give people permission. So buy one for yourself, one for your team, and then one for another sales team.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for this interview, JD, and good luck with your book. It's really exciting that you've got it on the bestsellers list, and I really look forward to working with you going forwards in terms of you sharing more of your knowledge and your skills.
Thank you, Gertrude, and for those listening, I dare you to put it down.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thanks, JD. Take care.
Bye-bye.